Greetings, horror enthusiasts, and welcome back to another spine-chilling episode of Scream Creeps. I'm your host, Jeremy, and I'm here with my brothers Aaron and Josh. And tonight we're diving into the dark and eerie world of a film that floats to the top of the terror charts. That's right, we're setting our sights on the hair-raising horror flick, It. So buckle up, because this one's a roller coaster of fear.
Roller coaster.
Yep. In the year 2020, the brilliant minds of science ranked the 35 scariest movies ever made. And wouldn't you know it, It from 2017 carved its way to the 19th spot. Tonight, we'll unravel the mysteries of Derry, Maine, and explore just why this film had the power to turn childhood fears into adult nightmares. From the sewers to the Losers Club, we'll dissect the bone-chilling brilliance of Stephen King's masterpiece brought to life on the silver screen. So grab your yellow raincoat, avoid storm drains, and prepare to confront your deepest fears as we delve into the terror that is It.
Cool.
So with that, we're gonna go ahead and get started on talking about what we
write that.
Yes, I did.
All right.
Yeah.
Because you weren't here for the last one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What was the last one that we did?
It was Scream. I did the same thing.
Oh yeah, Scream. That's what it was. Yeah.
Actually coming prepared to work.
Yeah.
Nice. I wish I had that.
So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started on talking about what we thought of the film, whether or not we truly felt it deserved the number 19th spot on the list, and go from there. So with that, does anyone want to get started on what their thoughts were on watching the movie? I know.
Oh, well, we also do want to mention you normally go over the director's credits, writers, and stars of the film. So the director is Andy Muschietti.
Muschietti. I'm not even sure.
Muschietti, yeah.
Right. I'm sorry, I butchered that so badly. But writers Chase Palmer, Kerry Joji, Fukujana, Gary Doberman, and then it's starring Bill Skarsgard as It, Jaden Martell, Finn Halfhard, and a star-studded cast of others. Well, we'll go over them as we introduce each character and while we're talking about it. But yeah.
Damn, and I didn't realize how much the budget was for this movie. It was 35 to 40 million, and they made 701 million in the box office.
I would say
Damn, I thought that they were like more of a budget for the movie, so I'm surprised that it was only 35 million.
It doesn't really surprise me, because there wasn't a crazy amount of special effects that I felt, besides when
anything having to do with
with Pennywise on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't go over the directors and the cast like I normally do. I kind of skipped over that part on accident. So
that's all right. No. It's all good.
I had it up on my screen.
You're better at it than me, though.
Well, I've done a few more of these podcasts, Aaron. So you're getting kind of, into it.
But as far as the movie goes, I literally just watched it to recap it, because I watched it in theaters, and then when it came out on video, I watched it again. So this is like my third time watching it, and very entertaining, especially since I was introduced to the original It series, I saw it as they did a compilation of them all and made it into a movie, and it creeped me the hell out. So when I saw that they were redoing it, I was like, okay, I can get down on this. And I enjoyed it, the hell out of it.
Yeah,
there were changes, of course. I think they were smart changes, but
I'd have to watch the original, or the one with Tim Curry, because I honestly don't remember that one.
It's
Yeah, I haven't seen it in
multiple.
such a long time. I remember the spider thing though, like at the end of the movie, but that's only thing that and the sewer drain part where like he gets through the sewer drain or
Mhm.
whatever
But
in the movie. That's all I remember out of the Tim Curry
yeah,
version. Really.
one thing I can say is Bill Skarsgård was a perfect casting for him.
Oh yeah, and especially know that Bill Hader uh, plays as one of the older versions in it too. And then like he talked about how creeped out he got with his eye thing, because turns out that Bill Skarsgård actually could move his eyes around in those certain scenes, and he didn't realize it until he showed it to him like up close. He's like, "Oh, that's a cool thing." And then he's like, "What, this?" And he showed him the thing, and it freaked him out. There's like pictures of him like freaking out from it, which I
I
thought
don't
was
know. I
funny.
still think they use CGI in a lot of scenes though, because
Oh yeah, I'm sure, but there
there was
was
a lot of
just
things
an
they even
eye thing that.
are not possible.
Oh, they did, but I mean, just the character he portrayed. I mean, how he played him. I mean, I
Oh
do
yes.
remember that Tim Curry's portrayal of him was vastly different than this.
Hmm.
So,
Oh yeah,
and
It was creepy in a different way.
hmm
Like I don't even know if I can describe it. Like just the way they portrayed Pennywise in that series, it was just creepy because it went along with this old timey uh like clown music,
hmm
and it was just ugh, it made my skin crawl. I don't
well,
even care about clowns. Like I'm not scared of them or nothing, but
the funny
yeah,
thing is Pennywise is one of the characters. And I think I've told you guys this even on previous podcasts that freaked my son out. Like he
mhm.
wouldn't go into a spirit Halloween for the longest time because he'd see the mask of Pennywise on like the shelf and he wouldn't get near it.
So wait,
He
did
wouldn't
he
go
watch
down
it?
aisles in the store because it was like that. This is how
Did,
so it was amazing that I got him to watch the movie.
oh,
So,
all right, cool.
so
oh, so what did he
Hey,
think of it
get
though?
him in here.
yeah.
Let's hear what he has to say about the movie.
Well,
It's his first real horror flick. I need to hear what he has to say about it.
well, shoot, I
I
don't
know,
I
even
don't know
know
right?
if
if
he wants
he's
to
like
be on camera
he
though.
might be napping because he just got
Oh, okay.
you know he's having a rough year of school. I wouldn't say it's rough, but just a lot of schoolwork
Demanding.
and yeah, it's
Yeah.
demanding. So he comes home and he naps a lot. So he might actually
No worries.
um and I don't think he was prepped for this anyways. I don't think he really wanted to be on it. Unlike my younger one, you know, Liam, he wants to be on anything. So like
Hmm.
he's been on I think 3 wrestling podcasts now. So
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, yeah, he's supposed to be on another one, I
yeah, the
think too.
Wrestle Dream one that we're supposed to be doing. But yeah, he didn't feel it was crazy scary, so it kind of got him past that. I
Hmm.
think. Um, I do know that. I mean, when I asked him what he thought, he said it.
With most of these horror flicks, it's not really scary.
Yeah.
It's the whole
Yeah, yeah.
anticipation and the slight anxiety that you feel. Like it's not scary.
hmm
You know you're not in any real danger when you're there. So it's just different. That's I think that's why we like it.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
'cause we like it pumps you in that fight or flight mode a little bit, and your adrenaline starts pumping.
Yeah. To get
So
back on Bill Skarsgård, it'll be interesting because in 2024 he'll be playing The Crow because they're remaking
oh,
that,
Which
that'll be
and
I'm yeah.
he's also playing no Count Orlok and Nosferatu when they remake that next year too. So that'll be
mm,
interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. I knew that they were remaking it, but I didn't realize he was the one playing Nosferatu, though,
So
and
which is
he's got
surprising.
to do a lot of makeup that has the buck teeth because Pennywise had buck teeth.
hmm
Nosferatu has buck teeth. Like
yeah.
he's getting typecasted in those
Well,
buck teeth
that's the problem is
character roles
when you're when you
that
look
good at
well
some things.
that and you look the way you do. I mean, I don't mean to say
Yeah.
it, but you know, if you have a specific look, you're kind of going to be cast in a certain type of thing.
Well, I
But
don't know. I don't know if it's really related to that. I think he just plays those roles really well because you saw him in John Wick 4.
I haven't.
He
s-
was,
Yeah, he was pretty
I
good
haven't
in
seen
Wick
John
4.
Wick
Yeah.
4 yet,
no,
but
you gotta watch that.
um,
Man. It's good.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most of all the John Wick
All of
films
them.
are good
All of
though.
them are
All
awesome.
I have all four of them,
okay,
but I
well,
mean, again, here's another thing where I've seen the first one and I haven't seen the rest of them yet.
Yeah, just watch them all together,
Yeah.
back to back, back to back.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I definitely going on what you said earlier, where you didn't find it scary, or same with Aiden. I thought it was more creepy than it was scary. Like, because there was certain moments where I was watching it where I was creeped out by, rather than, or cringing. Not really cringing, but more like I was like, oh, it's so creepy with the dude, rather than,
Like the lady
uh,
in the painting and her
yeah, it's like the
hand.
leper and the lady in the painting, and then
Yeah.
my favorite scene is the part where Beverly's in the bathroom. That's
Oh,
probably
the
my
red
favorite
bar.
one.
Oh,
Yeah,
with all the
I don't
blood?
know why.
You're
It's
talking about
just
with all
yeah,
yeah.
like I don't know why it's my favorite scene, but like I remember watching that, I was like, imagining if I was in that situation, I'd be like, oh hell, fucking no, dude. Like I would be creeped out by it, like
Like
on
that's
this,
just gross.
like out of all the other things, other than the leper, probably.
So you guys,
That was also like kind of a gross
one
moment,
thing I
but
wanted to ask you guys though is how much inspiration do you think Stranger Things had from this?
well, I mean, did Stranger?
Pretty,
I thought Stranger
pretty
Things came
little.
out before this.
No, I'm talking
I
about
thought.
no, because it came
From the
out
Oh,
years
original
ago. I'm talking
story
about
of
because
oh, you're saying
because you
okay.
know it was the Losers Club in this, and then Stranger Things it was the Hellfire Club, right?
mm-hmm.
Well,
And
at
it
the
was,
season 4 or
but
season 5 or
but
whatever.
yeah,
I
but
think
I
it's on
mean it
season
was,
4,
and
but
the funny thing is
Oh, and
Finn,
that was after
yeah,
yeah,
it and everything. Or well, yeah, it didn't come until much later because the original uh Stranger Things came out around 2018, right?
and that was
Fourth
more like a
season.
thing for ET, if anything. Like I think that they took inspiration from that one. It
From
was like
ET.
yeah, like the whole like her getting out and the like. I think it took stuff from
the first season actually
ET.
released in
Like,
16, but I'm just talking about true stuff.
see, that's what I
But
thought.
I'm not talking about the movie itself. I'm talking about the
Yeah,
story itself. So like the group of kids involved with a demon, or it's the same kind of thing, just in a different
Concept of it.
realm,
Yeah.
yeah,
right?
different light. Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think they
But the funny thing is, too, in this movie, Finn Wolfhard was in both of them. So he
hmm
was,
yeah.
Andy's in Ghostbusters.
yeah, which I'm looking
So
forward to the new one coming out. Have you guys
The
seen the
new one,
trailer for
yeah,
that one with the,
hmm
what's it called?
yeah.
The
Frozen
Frozen
Empire.
Empire or something like that? Um,
Yeah, I've seen the trailer like 4 or 5 times now. Watching these other movies that we've been
yeah.
talking
Yeah, I saw
about.
it before watching Alien, so I was like, "Oh, all
Yeah.
right."
Yeah.
But
So I wanted to go back to go into more background on the development of the film because I normally do that. So the development of the film adaptation for this one started in 2009.
wow,
Damn.
Yeah, and David Kajganich planned to direct it before he was replaced by Kerry Fukunaga in June of 2012. But then Fukunaga dropped out in 2015. And then that's
Mm.
when Andy Muschietti was signed on to direct it in June of 2015. Um,
I
so
don't remember what other movies he's done since then,
so for this
too.
movie, uh, Andy Muschietti talked about drawing inspiration from 1980s movies like The Howling, The Thing, which we talked about previously on this podcast, The Goonies, um, Stand By Me, and Near Dark, and
see,
cited
that's
the influence
I
of
could
Steven
see
Spielberg.
Stand by Me and the Goonies
Yeah.
because the Goonies is where I related
Yeah,
the group of kids that were kind of a team together,
Yeah, and I get
yeah.
that. I
and
just
then
know in the Goonies they were looking for something. In this one, it was kind of they were fighting something. So that's where I kind of went with The only difference with Stranger Things was 11 was like the main force that takes everything, takes on everything pretty much. In this movie, it was a group effort, essentially.
Oh, that was the other movie that I was thinking of that he did. Is Mama? If you ever watched that one, that was the one that he
Yeah.
first did.
That's the one with Jennifer Lawrence in it.
I think so. Yeah.
So back
Pretty
in
creepy.
2017, another thing is at the time it was the third highest grossing R-rated film of all time, and
Wow.
unadjusted for inflation, it became the highest grossing horror film of all time back then. I don't know if it still
Yeah.
is the highest grossing, but no, it is the highest grossing still. It's pushed. Sixth Sense was number one before that.
Wow.
How far of a margin?
About $30 million. It looks like.
So quite a bit.
Yeah,
Almost their full budget.
yeah.
Okay, so this guy it's weird. He did 3 horror films. So he did Mama, It, and It Chapter 2, but then he went on to do The Flash after that. I didn't realize. I thought I heard his name somewhere. It was because he did the new Flash movie.
You're talking about Andy Muschietti.
Andy Muschietti, yeah.
Okay.
I thought I heard his name before, but yeah, that's probably what it was from. Because I don't think I ever watched the Mama movie. Like, I heard about it, but I never watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's Argentine. I guess he's from Argentina.
Argentinian?
Yeah. I don't know how to say that. It says Argentine. I'm assuming that's how you would go about saying that. But anyhow, yeah, I mean, it's grossed quite a bit. And obviously, if anybody's seen it, you get the plot. I mean, it starts off with one of the brothers getting basically taken, and
I mean, that was the biggest surprise of the movie, really.
yeah.
Well, you see it coming, but it's like, how were they going to do it?
Mm-hmm.
It was still
Yeah.
like, shit.
Yeah, I didn't anticipate that it would be in that manner. I thought he would just get
Oh,
taken
yeah.
down the sewer drain, right? Not basically his
Like
arm
another
get bit
arm ripped
off
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then pulled down the sewer.
Yep.
That's the one thing I think that was. I don't remember, and see, it's been so long. I don't remember Tim Curry's being like that. I think he was just. I thought that one was more creepy than this one was. Like this one was
Oh,
more
for
like
sure.
gory slash. I don't know how to explain it, but it went more for the gore factor and I felt it went more for the scariness in this one. I think the original one with Curry was more creepy because I think it was made for TV, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they couldn't show any gore.
So, yeah, they couldn't do most of this stuff, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think because it was very interesting because they all had their separate issues within their households. That was
Yeah.
the interesting
Pretty
part
much
to
talking
me.
about trauma.
Because Beverly had the issue with her. Now that's the part I think that creeped me out the most was the dad with
the father.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was very creepy to me. But that kind of stuff always creeps me out.
Well, that's the thing I don't understand. Originally in the book, I never read it, but Cliff Notes on it, stuff like that. They for the movie. They changed some things around because there's pretty shocking stuff that Stephen King wrote about.
I'll be right back. I'm going to put my cat up.
But
He's like...
when that happened, like, the insinuation was they were still children and innocent and everything like that. So that's why they were able to get Pennywise to lure them in, and that's the reason why. So in order to lose that innocence, like they have I'm not going to go into that. But they also insinuated in the movie that the dad was doing something with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was very creeped out. She didn't want to be. So that I kind of don't understand. I don't understand why they did that, because if that was happening between them, she wouldn't be able to see Pennywise in the first place.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
But wasn't the point for Pennywise he played off the fear of the people?
Yeah, usually I think
So
that's
like
why.
she was afraid of
Uh,
her dad, so that's what he was playing off of, right? I mean,
but the
yeah,
reason she was afraid, by cutting her hair, it was implying
making
that
her
he was,
look less attractive to her or to him.
yes,
her
Yeah.
that
dad. Yeah,
he
yeah,
was perhaps diddling his daughter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the, I mean, that I thought that's what they were alluding
Oh,
to.
that's exactly what
That
I
he
feel
was
they were
that
alluding
kind
yeah.
of
to. That's
creepy guy that
yeah.
would do that. So yeah, that was the only confusing part with the story lining up in that way for me.
And that's where the scene where you talked about that was your favorite scene. I didn't get that scene. Like I
Oh,
didn't
what
get why it
all the
happened.
That
With
blood
all the
thing?
would just,
blood, I didn't get why it happened.
Well, I thought it
yeah,
Like
was like instead of it doing like something with her dad showing up or something. I figured that the reason why they didn't do that
but
was
but what I'm getting
why
at
they did the blood
what
part.
I'm getting at is
also,
why
Huh?
the blood. Like
yeah.
there was
The
Yeah,
only thing I can think of is because she just had started her period.
okay, that
yeah. That's what I
So
was
her
assuming
becoming a
too. Yeah,
woman, maybe that's what it was.
yeah,
Like
that
and maybe
so
she
once
was
she became a
afraid of
woman,
me
her
having her
dad was going
period.
to do
So
something.
yeah, yeah,
So then that's what made her scared of that moment, and all the blood was kind of
yeah,
a
maybe yeah, that's
representation of her
probably the
getting her period.
a true scenario there. I didn't really think about that, but that did happen. That was right
mm,
before that when she was buying the pads, right? At the store.
yeah,
And she
Yeah,
didn't
but
want
yeah.
any she didn't want anybody
as
to
a
know.
little girl, what would make her think? I don't even need to go into that.
Well,
I'm
that's
just
the
telling
thing
you.
is girls you'd have
Yeah,
to have like Elaine in here going, did she have because I remember growing
There would have to be a history, is what I'm saying.
yeah.
Like for her to have that mentality of things happening to where she thinks that once she becomes a woman, you see what I'm
Oh
saying?
no, I truly
So,
understand that. I'm just trying to put two and two together, like what remembering the movie and watching it. That I do remember that scene where she was in the pharmacy or at the store buying the.
mhm,
It was
buying the
either
tampon,
tampons or it was pads. I don't remember which
Tampax.
one it was,
I
but
think it was Tampax,
yeah. So, um, but
and
she
that's what
didn't
he
want.
saw in the bag.
Yeah, and they didn't. She didn't want anybody to know that though. So I don't know if
Uh-huh.
it was just.
yeah.
Well, she didn't want her father to
Yeah,
know because she had this creeped out look when he opened the bag and saw what
Hmm.
it
yeah,
was, and then he smelled her
yeah.
like a creepy
Like I
dude.
said, that was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
creepiest thing about the movie was
yeah.
that stuff to me.
Yeah,
Um,
I just ugh,
but yeah, they
blah, blah.
very well alluded to that. But and that's probably exactly where all the blood came from. I just think they did it a little overboard. But you could say the same thing when we talk about Nightmare on Elm Street in a few podcasts from now,
Mhm.
because
Oh
there's
yeah.
a scene in that movie, the same thing. Like, but anyhow,
Over the top.
yeah. But I think that's the thing about horror movies. Sometimes there are over the top things. Well, we've talked about them a couple. You haven't seen them, Aaron, but Terrifier, the Terrifier movies, there's a
Oh yeah.
lot of over the
Oh
top
yeah.
stuff in those.
I mean, yeah, that over the top
Which Aaron
gory
should
stuff.
probably watch the two to so he could be
I'll watch one and
seeing
two
what we're talking
when
about.
the next one comes
Well,
about.
one isn't so bad, but like yeah, when I was surprised to know that the third one's going to be related around Christmas.
Well,
I thought they were going to keep doing a
Oh, it's
horror,
Halloween
a
too.
Halloween
well, I think
theme.
you could watch Terrifier for free on Vudu, and Terrifier 2 is on Amazon Prime.
So wait, 3 is coming out
Yeah,
soon?
It's coming out Christmas of next year,
next
I think.
year.
Oh, of next year. All
Yeah.
right. I was about to say, I was like, dang.
Or it's
All right.
Christmas themed. I think it's coming out around Halloween of next year,
Yeah,
but it's a Christmas themed one.
Oh, okay.
which I was surprised about. But like, yeah, the second one's definitely over the top compared to. I've been thinking about rewatching it now, though, Honestly,
But as far as
like I was talking about. But anyway, yeah, like compared to that one, this is tame, really.
Oh
But
well, yeah, but I mean,
that, I thought, what was one of your favorite parts in the movie?
I think
Josh, you already said the blood scene, but
for
what
me,
was your favorite?
oh shoot, I would probably say near the end when they were fighting him in the sewer,
Uh
and
huh.
um, I know you talk about another over the top scene was that part when he just became the I, I don't know if you want to call amalgamation or whatever, that big pile of stuff that was, I think it was bodies, right? That were in the sewer. You know what I'm
it's,
talking about?
I think I can't tell if it was. I thought it was like belongings from the people that he ate. I thought that's what I was taking out of it. That's what that massive pile was like any of their extra
But
shit.
that was where it became crazy
But
because then he
yeah,
became this big fucking thing. Like it was like, wait,
yeah,
and that's where it was
and
like, well, no, that's when it
I
goes.
definitely,
Sorry, Josh, but that's when it goes back to the whole. Again, we keep talking about the over the top stuff, but that's like he was a clown the entire time, but the only time he became this other thing was when they were down in the sewers. Like he opened his mouth a lot where he would do that. I don't know how to explain it. The multiple jaw shit, almost like a great white shark or a shark.
oh yeah,
But
yeah.
at that part, it was where he became
Well,
the.
that was the thing about Pennywise. He was able to shapeshift into anything that he thought would scare them because fear is the way that he gains power from the kids, right? So it's like really, it's just as far as his imagination would go. So it didn't. Are you saying that was your favorite part because he became this thing, or just you? It was your favorite because that's when all the kids like kind of overcame their fear in order
That was
to.
yeah. It was the latter. Is
Oh, okay.
how they
Yeah, I mean
they
that would make
finally overcame that, like they weren't afraid of him, so then it became he was
yeah.
moot at that point, like he became this big ass fucking thing and had never done that before, and then he was reduced down to this little slobbering mess at the end basically.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you thinking about the second one? Did you rewatch it?
I didn't rewatch it today. I'm talking about like at the end when he was like laying
He
there.
doesn't become yeah. Well, he doesn't become a little thing
No, not
in the second.
little thing, I'm talking about like just the normal
When he
size
goes down the well thing you talking about,
at the
or
Well,
very
what?
he
end
goes
when he.
down well in this one.
No, I didn't
In the
say
first,
little. I'm talking about his normal size self or
his
whatever.
normal self.
Yeah,
Okay,
where
you're
he.
saying little. I think
No, I'm not.
because
Yeah, I'm
in
not.
the second one he becomes this big beast thing,
Yeah, yeah, I'm
and
not.
then he becomes almost a childlike thing in the second one. This one that that didn't happen. This is the one where he opens the jaw and then she comes off the ground, and then he's becoming versions of what they were afraid of as they're beating the crap out of him.
Yeah, sorry, I'm combining the big beast with
Yeah.
the second one,
Oh,
but
okay. Yeah.
No.
but
I was wondering. I'm like, wait, when did that? I think he's thinking of the second one,
but
but
yeah,
they're kind of they're done in the same place.
yeah,
Like they still fight him again in the second one in the same place. So that's
Yeah.
understandable.
yeah. So I might be yeah, but now I'm totally because I mean I just watched this a week ago because we had originally planned to or 2 weeks ago I think is when
Uh
I
huh.
watched this, but
Yeah.
Because the
I
um
first
think it
time
was
when they
about 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
in this one, it what's her name? Also, that was one of my favorite parts. You talking about that? Since we're on it, I might as well say it. When Richie pulls out the bat and he's like, "You made me all do all this stuff, blah blah blah," and then you're gonna make me have to beat the shit out of a
yeah
clown, and he rips the bat out of the wall.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
starts hitting him. So that was one of my favorites. But so Beverly, wait, crap, I forgot what I was saying. Dang it. We got to go back to that. I forgot what I was gonna say.
no but
Well, I still there's like a lot of cool scenes in the movie though. Like I like the part where they're doing the movie, uh, where they're showing the town and then all of a sudden the film thing starts going,
The
and then
slideshow you're
slowly
talking
but
about?
surely, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's showing like family pictures, and then his face is changing, and then he shows up in the thing. I thought that was a cool scene for it, and
But
so
all right,
that's why I say a lot of it's very cool in the
that was
movie.
another
But
thing that we kind of lined up in what the story. It was kind of a plot hole because they were saying Pennywise shows up anywhere where the sewer line happens. So what? I guess it still lines up because that's at
it's at a house,
that's
so I'd
at a big
assume
house
that it would
that's
be on
right
the
near
water
Lake
line.
Maine.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's
I
where
mean,
the
I guess
well
that could
was,
be
right?
true.
At that house.
No, no, no. So they
No,
were
not
in
at
the
that house.
garage
No,
of what's his face's house at Bill's house.
Bill,
They
I
were
Well, I
think.
mean,
Yeah.
in the
sewer
garage
lines go
watching
anywhere,
Netflix.
though. I mean,
Yeah,
they
they
go to
go
every.
underneath the house. So
Yeah.
that's true. I was thinking like, how the hell is he getting there? Like it's what
I'm trying to
but
think. The one thing I did want, it was Ben. The interactions he had with Beverly all the time with the New Kids on the Block shit cracked me up.
uh
Where she
Yeah.
would like
oh yeah.
say,
Yeah.
she would say subtle stuff like under that none of the other boys knew, but
Hmm.
Ben
And then
knew.
he knew. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of wanted them to get, because she liked what's his name,
She likes Bill.
Bill.
Richie, right?
Because
Bill.
Bill.
Oh, that's right, Bill. Sorry, fuck, I'm confusing
Bill's the
all the
main
names. Yeah,
main.
Richie was Finn. But yeah, she liked Bill, even though Ben really liked her a lot. And
Hmm.
then I think she didn't they allude to the fact that Beverly thought Bill wrote that the
Yeah.
postcard, and
Yeah.
then she found out at the end. She realized at the end it
That it
was
was Ben.
Ben. But but I liked their interactions throughout the movie. Those two, Beverly and Ben. She stuck up for him a lot, and
Yeah, it's the classic underdog
hmm
situation, isn't it?
yep,
So it's like
Hmm.
he's in love with her, she's in love with the Chad of the group,
yeah,
but that as Chad as it gets, I guess, in that group. So, but I thought it was appropriate Ben and her having this connection between the two of them. They were the two strong-willed people in the group. So it's like Ben wasn't uh quite there, but you can see that he would be eventually. So I did like that.
yeah. Sorry, I did confuse the whole ending with the second one. I was
No
looking
reason to
at
be
this and I'm going, "Oh shit,
no
that's
reason to
right.
be sorry.
That's right. He just left at the end of this one."
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
that was actually one of the things that uh after rewatching it, and the first time I watched it, I was like, it's kind of a letdown. Oh well, they're gonna have a second one. So, but in the book, that's the midway through, I guess.
Yeah. Like I
Or,
already knew
but
that
I
they were
don't know.
making a second one
I never
beforehand
read it,
anyway. So
so it's like, did Stephen King actually like write
I
the
think
rest of
it's
the
a
book
big
as
book.
it
the
is.
books?
It's thick. I
Yeah.
mean, that book is thick.
Yeah, but
And
like
there's a
Stephen
lot
King
of
makes all
shit
of his
that they
books are like
don't.
1,000 pages. It's like
Well,
Inca wrote that
they
all about the kids.
well, there's a lot where it talks about where Pennywise is from and like what he is afraid of, or like the
I need to
stuff that
read
he
that
don't
book,
like.
man. I bet it's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's very weird though. Like from what I've heard from like everyone that's talked about reading it, is that it kind of goes like this is kind of like the movies are kind of like Cliff Notes versions of some of the book or something,
Mm.
because they're that and like in the book his uh nemesis, I guess you would say, or like the person that he fears most, is a turtle that technically made Earth. Yeah, like he threw up Earth
Yeah. So
essentially.
it.
Now, I was just watching a video like before we were watching the podcast where it was talking about some of the stuff from the book and the movie,
Hmm.
because I wanted to see what's the difference with them. Because I think at the time I wasn't able to watch the whole movie because you started watching it or whatever. So I only got to watch bits and pieces.
So it. The book had 1,184 pages.
Damn.
Damn.
I know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, normal books have 300 ish.
Yeah, but
So
He's the most writingest writer of all time.
yeah, this was his 22nd
It's like-
book.
Yeah.
He writes a stupid amount of books.
Yeah.
He writes like
Yeah.
3 a
Yeah.
year.
There's
Good
like so
Lord.
many
Yeah.
that. Yeah, there's like so many of his movies that have like, or his books that have been movies too. There's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
there's at least
Misery.
like 10 that I know of that I've
Mostly in
watched
the
even
80s.
myself.
You don't even realize how
Yeah,
many
mostly 80s
but you don't
movies,
even
yeah.
realize some of the books that he wrote that have been movies. Do you know Green Mile's one of them?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Do you know Shawshank Redemption was one of them?
Yep.
I mean,
yep.
so you go through them and you're like, you get like the horror ones. I mean, Creepshow, he wrote stuff with, and then Christine, Carrie.
Dreamcatcher.
There's all
That was
types
a
of
sci-fi horror.
Yeah, I
yeah,
think he did Firestarter too.
yeah.
And then, yeah,
Firestarter,
he's
Children
done
of the
like a
Corn,
bunch
Pet
of different things.
Cemetery. Friggin' those are all the classic ones.
Yep.
But
Well,
he's
yeah,
got
Pet
so much
Cemetery, The
influence on
Shining.
I'm trying to think of the one, maybe it's Skinwalkers or something, where it's like about werewolves, like where it's the mom and the son,
Yeah, he's got
and then they're like
52
werewolves or whatever, but I
movies.
can't remember the name.
52 books and
Jesus.
movies, huh?
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah. And there's been some that, I mean,
Jeez.
some of them are repeats, right? Like It and stuff like that. But
Well, we talked
then
about
then there's
Stand By
what
Me
was
was
it?
one of
The
them.
one where she's locked in the locked on the bed. I can't
Misery.
remember the name of the movie.
Misery.
No, and well, I knew of Misery too, but I was
Oh,
thinking
you're
of.
talking about George's
I'm
Game
thinking,
or some.
Gerald's
or
Game.
yeah, something
Gerald's
Gerald's
Game.
Game. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think they made that into a movie first, and then they remade it.
But it's crazy
So,
how many
and then
there are.
there's also
That
like
is a horror story right there.
I think there's one where it's called like 1976 or something.
Oh,
like that, too. I think that's
1922.
it.
And then
1922.
And then-
That's what it was. Yeah, because
1408.
That's
There's
scary.
all types of movies, man. I'm looking at the
damn,
list.
he did 1408 too.
Yeah.
Damn, holy crap!
Yeah, there's
And then I forgot he did. I thought he did Carrie and the Dead Zone, which Dead Zone turned into like a TV show. I think it was originally like a TV movie or something, but like then they turned it into a show with what's his name, Anthony Michael Hall, I think it is. So I mean, he's done like so many things.
Hmm.
And then, like, I think that they're remaking The Stand too. I think from what I was hearing. So a lot of the movies that they did in the '80s, it's kind of like they're repeating them. Like they just did
The
another
Stand wasn't
Pet
made in the
Cemetery.
80s.
Yeah.
The Stand was more recent.
Oh, and he did Apt Pupil too. I didn't realize that he wrote that
well,
one
The
too.
Stand wasn't even a movie. It was a TV show, wasn't it? Or a TV
Wait, I'm
movie
confused.
thing.
Which one is the one where they're?
I don't
in
even
the
think that was
shopping-
made into a movie. The Stand.
Oh well, it could have been like the It.
Okay, hold on.
Which one is the
but-
one where they're in the shopping mart and all the alien, like the bugs are coming in and stuff like that, and they've got to get out, and then he ends up shooting his whole family. And then
Wasn't that
Oh,
Creep?
The Mist.
The Mist.
The Mist.
the mist? Okay,
And that's so good though.
that's
I don't think that the end of the movie is the same as in the book, though. I don't think. I think they did that as a swerve at the end, but I don't know for sure because I never read the book.
they swerve it in that.
But
direction.
yeah, shit, and he did fucking The Running Man too.
Well, yeah, there's all
With
types of
Arnold
stuff, though.
Schwarzenegger?
That's what I was talking about. You got
Damn, I didn't realize
got-
that he did that book.
Salem's Lot,
Jeez,
Secret
man.
Window, Silver Bullet,
I
Sleepwalkers.
remember.
It's all they're Children of the Corn. I mean, there's a ton of them. I mean, it's like when you start
Yeah.
looking through them, yeah, you're like, you're like, dude,
That's insane.
the amount of money that this dude's probably made.
We could
Oh, yeah.
honestly have a separate podcast of just Stephen King films.
Stephen King
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
We did one a month. We'd be doing this for 5 years.
Yep.
Jeez.
And that Boogeyman movie is one of his, the newer one that we were talking about.
Oh, the one that's on Hulu?
Mhm.
That one?
Yep.
Damn. What the hell?
But yeah, there's all
All
types
right.
of stuff. But anyways, we'll get off of Stephen King, even though he's the reason this movie was pretty much made twice.
Yep. And
It
definitely,
is the reason.
if
Yeah.
you guys haven't watched it, check it out. Definitely.
Yeah, of course.
Both,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It
both
sounds to
chapters,
me
at
like a
least.
majority of the population has watched it.
Yeah, and
considering
even
it's like
older
Yeah.
kids, I would say,
400 million.
considering where my son is, he's 15. He was able to watch it, so I suggest it. Now, younger, probably not, just because of the subject matter. But it's it's a good introduction, like we said about what was the one we talked about an introduction. Five Nights at Freddy's was one. This one I think could be, even though it's rated R. I think that's strictly for the violence, because there really wasn't any much language at all either in this. So I would have to say it's mostly
It was PG-13, wasn't it?
no, it was rated R.
Oh, it was rated R.
Yeah,
for
but
all
I
the gore.
mean, I always talk about it now that it's hard to gauge these rated R ratings anymore because it's like sometimes you watch these movies and
I think they said the F word a certain amount of times and it made it rated R.
yeah, I mean it's just the
Probably, yeah.
requirements that drive that.
They were very picky with their stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
with that being,
final thought?
do
Would
we
you
have
suggest-
anything else that we wanted to talk
don't.
about
I
in
like
terms of the movie? I mean, I know we didn't give away a crazy amount of spoilers. We figured that most people had seen the movie, so.
Ooh, I know.
Yep.
So this on the scale, what was it? Like, what was the heartbeat?
Oh,
This one was an average of like 62 beats per minute or something like that. or-
yeah. Let me.
Yeah.
I
rest
failed
was
to do
50,
that
and
as
this one
well.
went up
Thanks
to,
for
like, 80
reminding me.
something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 9 beats per minute or 10 beats per minute more than the average or something like that.
I
It'll
feel
probably
depending
be like
on how,
one
like,
more than last time.
No, it was quite a bit more than the one before that. It was like 8 beats more, I think, than the previous one. Hold on a
the
second. Bro.
average
Oh.
was 8 beats more. So
No,
it was
hold on
close
a
to
second. Let me
70.
look. So we lost
Oh,
Josh.
Josh, your camera went out.
Oh, shit. That's probably because I need to charge it.
So
Did your phone die?
the average resting
No.
heart rate
Hold
is 65 beats a minute, like we said previously.
Yeah.
The average for this movie was 75 beats per minute,
on. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's quite a bit more.
and the highest spike was 89. So its overall difference was 10 beats per minute. So it was two higher than Scream that we reviewed last time, and
Okay,
they
sorry
just
about
keep
that.
going up and up. There's actually the next few are about the same, but when we get into the top 10, that's when they start to really
Get good.
they start to
All right.
increase a
Yeah.
lot more. Um, but yeah, so it was a 10 beat per minute increase over their
Oh,
resting
dude,
heart
yeah, a
rate.
lot more than.
So for this series, I think the next one we're going to talk about, I think it's just going to be me and Josh because Aaron wasn't able to see the
Catch
movie. What is the new premiere? It came out right around Thanksgiving. It's the movie Thanksgiving, directed by Eli Roth. That'll be the next one that we do on this podcast, and then following that, it'll be number 18 on the uh, of the top 35 scariest movies according to Science, and that one's the movie Hush. So,
Oh, so good. I can't wait for
I've
this
never
one.
seen that movie, so it's going to be the first
I,
time I've
I
actually.
haven't either, but I know that it's a good movie, though. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
So that'll be the next two that'll be coming out on Scream Creeps, and then we've got other podcasts coming out on our other series. The next one will probably be Theater Junkies. We'll be talking about the new movie Napoleon,
We'll be
later on
doing
this
that right
week.
after this.
Yep. So for all of us at Scream Creeps, for Jeremy, Josh, and Aaron, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast talking about the movie It, and look forward to hearing me and Josh talk about Thanksgiving in the next one. And we'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.
Love you. Bye.